Hi, welcome. My name is Chaz with Magnetic Speaking. I have here with me Rahul as well. And in today's video, we're going to go over with you 3 high-level strategies of how to self-promote at work.
So the very first high-level strategy is saying yes to speaking opportunities. What that looks like is presenting your own work that you've worked on. I know that sounds obvious, but a lot of the professionals that we work with end up not presenting their work that they do. I, in fact, did that in my very first job. I was working on something for 6 months. Someone else on the team, a manager, ended up promoting or talking about the work. And at first I was relieved because I didn't like public speaking, but at the moment when it was happening, it really ended up not feeling good. So this is a place where, hey, you've worked on something, even if it's just advocating for yourself and saying, I'd like to talk about this small sliver of what I've worked on. That's better than just sitting back and not getting any of the credit, or your team not getting any of the credit of what you've worked on. So that's one, presenting your work that you've done. That's one speaking opportunity. Others, town halls, meetups, recruiting events that are happening within the company as well. Even a simple one that we tell our clients, raise your hand, ask a question in a meeting, or offer your idea in a group discussion that's happening. The larger, the better. If there's 50 people in the room and you ask a question, that is taking a speaking opportunity there. So easier said than done. That's why we teach our public speaking classes. But that's the very first one, is saying yes to those opportunities.
The second way to self-promote at work is to get involved by proactively reaching out and volunteering yourself to help with outside of your role events, networking events, or promotions the company is doing, really ways that are outside of your job that don't require you to do it, but are being asked of employees. So always be the first one to say, yes, I can help with that. It'll raise your profile. It will get you more involved and exposed to different people within the company to make those connections and know who's who. This is a really good way of getting known and being able to move up in your career. An example of that is a woman I used to work with, and she would always do this where she was the first to participate and volunteer. And eventually she got promoted to a manager because she was always proactive and engaged with what she was doing, and leadership knew her.
The third high-level strategy is connecting with leadership. So those are the VPs, directors, the CEO, C-level executives in your company, and making your presence known there. You can do skip level meetings, so not just meeting with your manager, but your manager's manager and beyond. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to do that. All you have to do, send out an email when you're seeing them in the hall, ask them, hey, you have a career that I'm looking for, a position that I'm interested in eventually down the line. Could I get some advice from you? And do a little bit of research. Maybe you have a similar background to them and you want to find out how they're able to do what they did. Trust me, people are always flattered and they're willing to sit down with you for 30 minutes and just chat, and you never know what can come from that. So that's one, skip level meetings. Another is just being more sociable and connecting with leadership when they're in the room. So Chaz has a great example of this. In a previous company, there was a manager that would come in, a leader that would come in from a different office, and he always went out of his way to make sure that that guy felt welcome, that he would chat him up a little bit. And over time, that leader in the company knew who Chaz was by name. He could recognize him. He'd ask about him. And you can guess that if Chaz wanted to move up or was looking for a promotion, that leader is going to know who he is, and it's going to help open those doors for him. Another way that you can do is just giving your manager one-liners about the project that you're working on. That way, when your manager is talking about you to leadership, they can talk about the projects that you're in there, that you're working on there as well. So always connect with leadership. It's a great way to raise your profile.
Those are 3 ways to self-promote at work. You have first, say yes to speaking opportunities. Second is to get involved, volunteer. The third is to connect with leadership. If you do all of these and implement these different strategies, you're going to see that leadership starts to know you more, your peers start to respect you more, and you'll find less friction within the company, helping you to move about and work in it easier.